I know it was.
Is that happening this
and now
weekend?
It's coming out this
What
weekend.
else is coming out this weekend?
This weekend, nothing, because Civil War is next week, so they're getting all the crap out of the way.
I was running. Oh, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day? What's Mother's Day?
Is that a movie?
No, Mother's Day is the movie is coming out. Finally.
Jennifer Aniston
A movie
and
I
Kate
always
Hudson.
wanted.
Can we talk about something else? We're always talking about shitty movies and
That's
dumbass
what we
crap.
do. That's our
Every week in the
Movie
same
podcast, Lawrence.
garbage
It's actually a video
webcam.
game podcast.
Yeah.
Stupid.
all
Can't
it
we
is.
do something better?
Yeah,
No.
go see Ratchet and Clank.
No, that's not better.
Civil
It
War.
might be.
Next week we can talk about Civil War.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Of course we have to.
We're gonna do it anyway.
This is done. We should be better than this by now. We've been here for months, We've been here for a year.
Yeah.
And here we are, sitting in fucking stupid chairs, talking into webcams again.
I like these
longer,
chairs.
longer.
Dumb video-
and
no.
it is hard to
used to be a
see you
stool.
guys.
I mean, we have free coffee in the kitchen now. That's great, but
I
we're
like
still
that.
same old shit. No, wait, fuck it. No, let's get out of here. Fuck this.
I'm all right with it.
Get up. No, get up. We're good. We're going. We're moving. Damn it.
Magic
Lawrence.
webcam.
Crap.
Lawrence,
Let's move.
this didn't work the last time. We just ended up at Taco Bell.
Well, hey, Taco Bell's still a change, isn't it? Jesus
Yeah, but
Christ.
it didn't make for a good podcast.
shit.
Some say
every
Del
week.
Taco's superior
Damn
in
it,
quality.
Florida, this crap.
They have gorditas.
All right, here we go. Let's fucking make this a little different, huh?
No, not the porno set.
Take your seats. Let's
the
talk a little
porno.
bit.
Oh, what is
yeah,
this?
the porno set.
You shouldn't have, Lawrence.
Yeah, well, I did, so let's do this thing.
This is it supposed to be so sticky?
There. I think we got it.
Did we get it?
Look at this.
Wait, hold on. Where are we?
We got a podcast now.
What is it? We have an actual podcast.
Where did this
Look
come
at
from?
these. What is this?
Oh, shit, I need
whoa, the controller.
Get up, pick that up. Get up and pick it up.
Pick it up.
You person.
Pick it up, which you
Lawrence.
can do with your wireless microphone.
Yes, you can stand up and get it.
No, hey, you get off here.
Go celebrate your birthday.
Who's that? Get out the set.
Is it over there?
Ah, shit. All right, well.
Things got more professional.
Yeah.
AKA Lawrence is on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, these chairs. Who's going to be the first to fall back?
You are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
you're
so.
definitely gonna fall
You're
back.
absolutely going to be the first.
That was close.
See?
Don't fall back. You'll hit your head.
Just use them as chairs.
Welcome to a up-produced, totally inauthentic, massively expensive,
Sellout.
holistic, impersonal bowl of dude soup.
Yeah, took a little late to start because we had to drive all the way to Hollywood.
No, we
California,
didn't. It's right
everybody.
outside our office.
Wait,
It's
what are
right
you
outside
talking-
the office.
Yeah. We just walked. Remember, if we were in the
the
other
door.
room.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We started it.
We didn't pre-produce that video.
Oh,
that happened live.
We were
Did
doing
happen
that.
live.
You can tell because we're all wearing the same clothes.
I
Go
had a-
check.
You need to do an ad. You need to do your thing. I want to tell you about a bad dream, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Are you
can't
telling
wait.
them to go ahead? I gotta go ahead.
You, no, so you go ahead. Well, I mean, I'm like, go ahead.
He really wants to tell a story about a bad dream. and I'm
I'm really excited to hear it.
I remember
first,
because it
get
was
the
related
earphone
to this podcast.
Adam, your bad dream is sponsored by 1-800-Flowers and Sherry's Berries because we've got Mother's Day coming up and your mother deserves the best. It's
true.
So get her 2 dozen multicolored roses for only $29.99 at 1-800-Flowers.com/dudesoup and visit berries.com, BERRIES.com. Click on the microphone on the top right, type in Dude Soup with a space for our special berry offers.
You wanna see
our
it?
berry special?
You want to see a cool trick? Wait, so I can ask Omar. Hey Omar, is the camera on Lawrence too low? Talk to me.
It kind of is.
It's
yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, Lawrence is taller than all my test subjects. So.
Okay. Got it. Oh, got it.
That's okay. Hey,
No, you sit down, you sit down.
that's fine.
This is the cool part. This is what we can do.
movie magic.
We can
Hold
actually
on.
do this stuff live.
All right, switch to that camera, Omar.
All right, let's check out throw to camera 4. Boom!
there it
Look
is.
at that.
Look
Is
at
that, is that better, God Omar?
God,
That is absolutely better.
Excellent.
While you're at it,
Yeah.
let's fix Bruce.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bruce.
Go over to my
which one is
camera.
Who are all these
This one needs that
shorties?
one there.
We had all these shorties.
Oh yeah, Bruce is all
Oh, look at
fucked
the
up.
fade. There's a little fade, and that's nice.
Look at
I
that.
can do fades. I
scene
can do
transitions,
dips,
baby.
You can do dips.
Man,
Dips.
What
Is
about
that good? Do
I
you?
dip you.
V cuts.
What about a white flash? Can you do a white flash?
do a V
I
cut.
don't know if I can do it.
I love those white flashes.
All right.
Almost got it. What's this dream, man?
I had a bad dream. Well, first I had a bad dream because of the video we did before this that people were calling us out.
What?
I had a bad dream that we got a strike on the channel
Wait,
for.
which video? What are you talking about?
Shut up.
Oh, so you made that up.
Yeah, I made that. No. I had a bad dream this morning that we got a strike on the channel because Bruce called a kid on a big wheel special ed.
Oh,
And
He
and
was special
and we
ed.
got this letter. Basically, we basically had to go to like driving school, where they're like, you need to understand, you need like go to sensitivity training.
Right. To not
Like,
call people special ed.
Yeah, and they're like, just because a kid's on a big wheel doesn't. And I was like, and like we couldn't like
shit.
upload videos on the channel anymore and all that. And so that might happen.
Vampire Chan?
We're not gonna get a strike for that. I've never called a kid special ed before.
Yeah, we call them retards.
Yeah.
Use the appropriate term.
Oh, what are we playing today?
We're playing Ruby, Grim Eclipse.
You want me to take over so you can
Sure,
do your
fuck it.
do your subjects?
Let's talk about
yeah.
Call of Duty.
Let's talk about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I was kind of hoping at it. Oh boy, that Coco cursor is just right there. I hope that drives the viewer slowly insane. Yeah, man, we got a new Call of Duty. Isn't that exciting? Yeah,
Yes.
turn that inversion off. That's some bullshit. what kind of inhuman monster leaves that on by default? Man, Infinite Warfare in space, huh? Other space. The one thing, like the only thing that Call of Duty hasn't been is in space.
Wait, no, it was in
Yes, it
space.
was in
No, it
space
was in
Ghosts.
space.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, there was
but
that
very
sequence
briefly,
ago.
though.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
now
a,
it's all-
that was a tease of
Wasn't there a big deal because people were like, this isn't realistic. The guns aren't.
Yeah, the guns don't fire.
In space.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
no,
know.
but it was realistic because they were. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in that sequence in Ghosts, weren't they like compressed air guns?
Shut up.
I
Only you
want to
would
do
know that, 'cause I don't actually
I have
Ghosts
my
was
fun.
garbage, man.
Yeah.
I have
What
my
made it
fun.
Sorry, a bunch of very professional people worked on that game for a long time.
I have my fun Call of Duty rant that I want to do later. We'll
Oh,
get to
man.
What do you mean later? Why not right now?
it. No, because it's not. The timing isn't right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a spirit bomb, Bruce.
Give me a second. I'll warm James up a little bit. I'll
Yeah.
massage his back with words.
Okay.
So I know Infinite Warfare. The only thing people care about right now is the fact that they're putting Modern Warfare HD behind a paywall, which
Oh,
is
right.
essentially you have to buy the full
buy-
Infinite Warfare to get it.
So you have to, right? There's no other way to get this
No
$20
other way.
game.
Not
announced
yet.
that today, yeah.
Although
There will be.
maybe.
There definitely will.
Maybe.
People
So,
are gonna pirate it.
Guaranteed. There
they're
will
gonna
be.
pirate it. I don't know.
Or they'll do that one really cool thing where people just do like remember when Doom
got some
BFG
new
edition
skills,
came
bro.
out? I know, it's fine. Remember when BFG got announced?
Oh yeah. Oh.
And that was basically
Big Friendly
Doom
Giant?
remastered.
yeah. Except
And then-
it was worse.
Right,
Weird.
and then I remember Lawrence was one of those guys like, you can just install mods with these easy 10,000 easy steps, and
So then you
it's
beat
even
'em up.
better, and these textures are much better, blah blah. And it's like, okay.
What's what?
So there's people are just gonna do that. They're just gonna mod the shit out of Call of Duty 4 and like, you can make it better today.
Well, no, I mean, they're also going to sell it eventually. Probably,
Yeah.
probably like
Well,
3 months later, 4
sure,
months later.
it's
they'll
like
sell
DLC.
it. Yeah.
Maybe. So what?
You don't think they're ever going to sell it, Lawrence? Ever?
What I read into this is that they need to pull out every trick that they can to raise the revenue and unit sales of Call of Duty, because it hasn't been beating itself year over year anymore.
Yeah.
So this is the year. Boom, we're back on top, baby. And they're basically selling you 2 games to do it at $80. So there's 2 strategies at play there. One is they're banking on the nostalgia to sell more units of Infinite Warfare, which a certain group of people don't give a shit about, but certain people will buy another game just to get it.
Yep,
sure.
The other thing is they found a way to push the default version of the game past $60, and Activision's been very clever about that recently. So not only do they get more unit sales because they're bundling it with a nostalgia product, but also they found a way to raise the price of it. So theoretically, they're going to smash both unit sales and revenue goals for this year's Call of Duty. And that's what matters, not making money. Activision doesn't need to make more money. They need to prove that they have IP that's bankable for years to come. And for me, it's more important, or rather from my perspective, it's more important for them to do that than to just make revenue off of a digital re-release of Modern Warfare Remastered.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Here we go.
Do it.
Here we go, James. Let's hear it.
I love that in the same breath, the internet talks about how rehashed and dumb and recycled. Some posted a side by side showing how they use the exact same animations of a character dying
It's like the
in the
Platoon death,
trailer
yeah.
in the trailer for the new Call of Duty as from, I'm pretty sure, Modern Warfare. And they're like, like this is a cheap company, like stay with it.
James's
And
dumb
then,
internet.
and then at the very end, there's a trailer for a game that came out 10 years ago, and people lose their shit.
Which one are you talking
Why
about?
do you think?
Modern Warfare.
Why do you think that they are doing this? Why do you think they feel comfortable recycling this shit over and over and over and over again? It's because you will buy it.
Well, it's also just an animation.
If they put it in there, just whatever. If you're buying a brand new game and there's some references to previous ones included, like, people get pissed off.
Well,
but if they ask you to pay more money for those references, oh, shower it over me. Give it to me, please.
It comes down to, well, it's okay. So I've never developed a game before. I've never done animation for a game. I imagine it's not easy. And so if they have a library they can pull from, like, oh yeah, we did this animation.
yeah, I
a
know.
while ago.
Made this.
Obviously.
And this looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Well,
this
it's
is pretty
of
good.
course
These
it's
are
not
bunch
easy,
of
but
fuckheads. It's
the justifiable argument of the internet is that
with
it's not
Demon
supposed
Girl?
to be fucking easy, and you're the most you're the game that makes the most money.
Sure.
So like if anyone can afford to make new animations, you guys can do it.
Arguably one of the biggest blockbuster directors of all time
Michael
reused
Bay.
shots. Michael Bay. He reused
Oh, yeah.
shots in the Transformers in the Island. But again, I was totally fine with that. It didn't bother me at all.
Well, I think he was like, well, no one saw the fucking island, so
Right.
I'm just going to reuse this for Transformers since it's already shot.
Now, and the problem with that is that a lot of people play the shit out of Modern Warfare. What I also think is hilarious to tack on to your diatribe is that there are now Call of Duty hipsters.
Oh
They're
Yeah.
like, oh, Modern Warfare was way better
Yeah.
than
Oh, wow.
Ghosts or than Black Ops 2 or what. Are you fucking kidding me right
Because now
they're all. I mean, like they're all very, very similar.
Because
very
now
similar.
they're very cynical,
Right.
like cynical 22-year-olds, when they used to be 12-year-olds
Yeah.
playing their favorite nostalgia game or whatever.
That's what's hilarious is that I think once you become a little more self-aware and you get to like let's say age 25, you realize that the only reason you liked Modern Warfare is because it's nostalgic. Like yeah, it's a good game, but it made you really really excited because you were 12 when you first played it, and this was like an eye-opening experience for you. So that's why everybody's flipping their shit over this Modern Warfare remasters because. It's just nostalgia. That's all it is. It's not. It's nothing to do with how good the video game is.
It's going to be
nostalgia.
really. It's what I can't wait for, and actually, old buddy Hutch was kind of tweeting about this, as he was basically saying like that shit's not going to fly today. You guys have been playing Call of Duty, and they've been tweaking it and evolving it for nearly a decade.
I'm curious to see how people play it actually. Now.
Yeah, they might go. What I can't wait for is for it to play nearly like basically identically to Modern Warfare, and then people say they changed it because their memories don't match the reality of it.
Right.
Also, I mean, Adam, you kind of hinted on this. You can still go back and play it, right?
It hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I
Is
guess
it
you have
backwards compatible?
You got to bust
Xbox
out your
One?
360. I mean, that doesn't even really matter, but I mean, you could pick up
I was
a
gonna
copy
say,
on
I'm
eBay
just,
for $10.
It's one of those funny things where people will come up with any excuse to not play a game where they're like, hey, this. People go, oh man, I miss Skate. They're like, well, Skate's still out there. You can go play it. And they're like,
no, I want it to be new again.
well, but then I got to get my PS3 out. You're like, well, where is it? Well, the cord's not plugged in. They're like, okay, I can't help you move. Like, I other than helping you chew, I don't know what else I can help you with in your life.
There's definitely a like, I just want an excuse to do it again. And to a degree, kind of like you were talking about, spending money on something does change how people interact with it.
Of course.
It's kind of a studied phenomenon in human behavior. So like one of the age-old examples is say a friend helps you move, and you guys finish up, and he's like, "Hey, bro, thanks a lot. Here's $20." That's way different than, "Hey, bro, thanks a lot. Let's go get some pizza."
Oh right.
It's repayment either way.
Are you talking about when we helped Bruce move?
Yeah, I was gonna say because I gave everybody $20 for food.
No, that was
Yeah.
fucking sweet.
So then we took it. We
But
actually
he let
went
us
to
pick
food.
where we wanted to go too.
Yeah, there you go. Either way, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's
Wait, hold on, wait. You gave us $20 for food or $20 and food?
Well, no, it's for food.
He gave us money
Because I was like,
because
here,
we
just
all
take
went
all
to.
this money. I don't give a shit where you go.
Gotcha.
But we were all in the same place, and we all ended up eating.
I like the idea that it's like, here's $20, but you have to spend it on food. Like their
No,
gift
you don't have
cards.
to.
I will check.
Regardless, thank you.
Just bring your receipts back to me, and I will make sure.
Yeah, expense them.
put on his little glasses,
Regardless, thank you for helping me move.
little visor.
That was a long time ago.
Anyways, go ahead.
No, it's. I think a lot of people are kind of wordlessly hyper consumers and that they enjoy and even celebrate consumerism. And part of that is here's a new toy for me to buy, unpack, and play with. And I think that's part of the experience that people like. And digging out something that's old makes you feel old and stupid. What you'd rather pay $80 to have a new experience. I saw this happen with like HD re-releases a while ago. People were really excited, and to a degree, it's kind of validating. Like, oh, this thing that I loved was good enough that this company was willing to remake it, and that gives me an excuse to replay it again, so I can kind of compare my memories of it with how it's been revamped now. That is substantially different than just digging out your 360
I'll
again.
play devil's advocate too. I mean, like it is remastered, so it
Yeah.
is a new
Got those
experience.
VFX particles.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's a new experience for. I mean, I don't know about $20.
It does say something interesting
$80.
about the franchise, though, that we only really talked about their new game.
No,
Yeah.
so I want to talk about Infinite Warfare because that looks really fun, like in a dumb way.
The
Hard
space
to
combat
tell.
looked cool.
When you
Yeah.
show me everything,
That's the
it's
thing.
hard to tell.
So I pulled out some quotes from interviews. One of the things I love, dearly love, about the Call of Duty PR cycle is how every year they make it sound like this is the
best.
real one.
Yeah, this is the one that we meant to make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the one. This is the one we've been dreaming about
Not the
for
10
10
other ones
years.
that came out 6 months
No,
ago.
forget about that. That was a
Not
stopgap.
Titanfall.
We had to make that one so we could get to this one.
Yep.
We've been dreaming about it. We've been born to make it.
We should go back and watch the ghost reveal
Oh,
thing.
man, the dog.
When they were talking about,
The
they're
fish.
like reticles used to not be circle, but we have new technology that allows for circle. You could be in a container, and there'll be a sound outside the container, and it sounds different. I'm like, I got Battlefield right here. I'm like, or they're like, you get close to the fish and they move.
And
They're-
then the fish move.
Fish AI.
I mean, I get it. Like you said, it's the PR cycle. Like
Yeah.
you got to do the thing where they're like, of
course.
The guy was like, yeah, here's the game. We got to make it. Like you got to hit some points, man. You got to sell this game.
It's
Like,
the same with the Apple iPhone. Like every year they go,
Yeah.
this is the iPhone. This was the one we meant to make.
well, it's always Johnny Ive sitting there. Like, we've always been constrained by things like screws. And then like the Mac like opens apart and a vagina opens, and I'm like, I don't know, the
It's a
Beatles.
montage of cavemen like fashioning tools.
John Lennon's corpse gets up and
Sorry,
he puts on a
Lawrence.
watch.
I want to hear you. I want to hear your
Oh,
excerpts. Those are,
okay.
They sound awesome.
Okay, so there's a couple of interviews. You know, they made the rounds with every major website and outlet. Did stuff, I guess, or whatever. Who cares? That was me being faux insulted, in case that didn't come across.
That's fine.
Oh yeah, and then somebody mentioned it. We got Battlefield revealed this Friday, so it's interesting the timing of that. Anyway,
I'm sure. I doubt they called each other.
in it.
You gonna do it? I'm gonna do it.
I don't know.
I got a shooter game.
In an interview with GameSpot, Infinite Warfare design director Jacob Minkoff was speaking about it. And I don't want to sound too flippant because I know there's a lot of people that work on these games and they're all very talented. But at the same time, there is some innate humor in how ridiculous and big budget these things are. So, quote, the approach we've been taking with this game, inspirations don't come from sci-fi or space in any way. The inspirations come from war stories. This is Call of Duty. We're talking about warfare, and in this case, infinite warfare.
What?
Oh, wow.
Wait,
That's
wait.
the name of the game.
What we feel is that classically told narratives can take place in any setting.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's an obvious.
You have described books, my friend.
Yeah. No.
Well, he goes on, it's man versus man. The truth is that war follows us everywhere. We feel like this is going to give you the trademark Call of Duty feeling no matter what setting we're in. And fundamentally, there is never fatigue for a good story well told, no matter what the genre.
All
Well,
right.
they can't say the Call of Duty stories aren't very good.
And that's true.
You can't come out and say that and be like, hey, look, the last ones are shit. This one's good. He's gonna be like, they're all good.
Yeah,
It's just
that's true. You can't say that.
I guess lately I've been, waxing more philosophic than usual about certain milestones in gaming. And I think the one where there's like this understanding that everyone has to kind of pretend it isn't what it is. It's kind of what it is. Like Michael
Emperor's
Bay.
New Clothes.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I feel like the Michael Bay reference is perfect. If he went and like for Transformers 4, and he sat down at a junket and was like, I wanted to take a different approach with this one. These movies, these movies in the past, they've been kind of about action. No, I'm telling a story now.
Yeah.
I wanted to focus on more.
357. I'll do a couple.
Thanks for.
He was like, Mark Wahlberg, I really wanted to dive into that character, just tell a real human story about him and his daughter.
Yeah.
The people would be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
are you
people
really?
Well, listen, on set, it could be one thing because he was
Yeah.
sitting there and he's like Michael or Wahlberger or whatever.
Oh, nice. Michael Wahlberger, get in here.
Mark Wahlberg's like, what the fuck?
He's like, you're probably asking me why I brought you to my Lamborghini today. I want to talk about your character. Before Shia ruined it all. He ruined everything, and there was no character. I watched those movies closely last night because I don't sleep. And
Probably doesn't.
yeah, and like I thought about it. I want to explore your character, and he's like, okay, we're gonna do it. And then like they hugged it out, and then they shot it, and then they got the editing folder. He's like, cut all that shit.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's like, make it about robots.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like there's always it's what James always says. There's the intention and then the execution of the intent.
Okay.
And it's always like, okay, did they execute on what they set out to make? And that's usually where.
Oh, okay.
That's usually where I land. It's like, is that the thing they wanted to make? Good for them. Whether it's good or bad.
Well, then at this point, they're telling you they want to make a gripping war drama about real relatable characters.
Yeah, but then when you play it, it's fucking
Now, is the
Transformers.
PR guy saying that, or are the game developers who are
That's
just
the design director.
Well, and when we know this, having
Who
gone
is
through-
sometimes a PR guy.
Yeah, of course. Well, they all get training now because you can't shoot your mouth off. The internet holds you accountable.
This is a game developer from Valve, a writer from Valve who told us this. Typically, the way games are done is you make the game and then you write the story.
Yeah.
That's usually how
That's
it's
the
done.
proper way to do it. Otherwise,
So-
you get a David Cage special.
Right. So it is funny to be like, we
Quantum
wanted
Break
to
is
tell
pretty
this story. It's like, no, you wanted to make sci-fi, and you needed to find a way
No,
of
he
weaving a
wanted to
story
make
into
war.
that.
Well, they may
War
have
game.
they may have a different process, over at Infinity Ward, but I mean, like, you're right. At some point, somebody should just go to them and say, like, stop saying that this is the greatest story of our time and that this is the greatest video
Yeah.
game.
But they
Like,
have
just
to.
say, well, no, they don't.
No, they don't. It's a video game.
They could say, we played the fuck out of this video game when we were testing it, and we
Yeah.
fucking love it.
It was a lot of fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's explosive. Like, yeah, there's like some cool characters in it, but like, we had a lot of fun playing.
Totally.
And this is the thing we always come back
There's
to.
a
is like,
story for people who want it, but ultimately
Yeah.
we just want to make a fun,
we
cool
want to
game.
make a fun video game, and
Yeah.
that's really what it boils down to. Is like Infinite Warfare. Yeah, the single player is always fun. Like Lawrence and I kind of like dick around having fun with the single player. But when you get on and play multiplayer, that's where you want the video game to be. You want it to be fun. So I feel like somebody at some point, now that we've done this for 10 years,
Yeah.
right,
Well, they haven't
should
figured
be
out-
like, let's just talk about how much fun it is.
It's
Call
like
of Duty is older than that. It's 13
That's
years.
true, yeah.
Well, it's like a reviewer from Zagat going to McDonald's and being like, "Wow me."
I
Yeah.
don't care for it.
You're gonna get a burger that like satisfies you, makes you feel a little sick at the end, but you're gonna be okay with it when it's in you.
Yeah.
That's Call of Duty.
And
what I
millions
tell
of
women
people like it.
at the bar.
So.
And
yeah, I was gonna say. It's
I hate to be the one that always brings it up, but like if you watch the talks with Jeff Kaplan from Overwatch,
Oh yeah.
he's mostly like, well, we tried this and we realized we weren't having fun doing this, that, or the other thing. They're not
very
like,
direct.
they're not like, we have the greatest animators ever working on this game. Like they're very cavalier about one, it being a game, and two, the expectations of that game for what they're trying to achieve in their audience.
I'll try and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll try and look at it from the Activision point of view. They have been seeing this work year after year of like everybody getting up there and being like, "This is the greatest story we've ever told," and so they're not going to change it up. They're not going to be like, "Well, you know, we sold $500 million or $1 billion worth of video games last year, so why would we change it?"
Well, it's funny that James mentions Overwatch because it's all the same company. So
Yeah.
now they can have their cake and eat it too, because now they have Destiny, which is their service, their sci-fi service, and they have Call of Duty, which now looks like Destiny, and then they have Blizzard games, which are just making a shitload of money. But Overwatch is like, okay, now we have a Team Fortress thing where we can have these, and obviously it's one giant different company. They all have their different PR departments.
Sure.
They're all doing things differently. But and Activision is still kind of in this antiquated, like old E3, like
Yeah,
when blogs
stage
were a
demos
thing.
and-
Yeah, or like they gotta wow the trilbies, like. It's a
Wow, that's a hell of a phrase.
Wow, the
I like that.
trilbies.
yeah. Anyway, I was cooking that one. So their PR department, yeah, they're a bit older, probably wiser, and they're like, this is how it works. This is how it works, and yeah, you know, it does work. Whereas Overwatch, smart little project, and they're like, we're just gonna kind of do our own little humble thing,
Yep.
and we're all more excited about Overwatch because we like the subtlety. And they haven't really been hyping it up. They're like, here's a trailer, there's a story, but it's funny
about
how,
that.
Well, it's funny how they even announced it. They said, here's the lore, here's the story, but the gameplay is not canon. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. It's like taking two dolls and just mashing them up against each other. Like, these are my toys
No, it's
that
actually
I want to
nice.
play with. I'm going to dress them up and they're going to fight. And that's great. Whereas Call of Duty, like, war could do this
Yeah.
Well, but
one
see,
day. Chappie
done
could
changed
save
the
you.
game.
But again, looking at it from a business perspective, what's going to sell more this year?
Absolutely.
Oh, but,
You know,
it
Call of Duty.
Call of
depends
Duty
what
is.
Overwatch does
Call of
with
Duty.
Call of Duty.
skins and stuff.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Overwatch probably in the long run. Let's say 7 years from now, you know, when we're all buying skins and still playing the video game like with Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
Then yes, Overwatch has won the war. But right now, let's say 7 Call of Duties. I'm betting those Call of Duties will have made more money than Overwatch will in 7 years. That's just my
I mean,
bet.
also, I agree. I
You can
think
call me on it in 7 years if I'm wrong.
I mean, I know. I think you're right, and I think it's a product. You know, obviously, Overwatch is the first, and they have to kind of create a
Yeah.
business model
Yeah.
for themselves. And Call of Duty has their business model.
Right.
They've developed it over 10 years.
Yeah.
So
There's plenty of options for everybody. That's it. You can play whatever the hell you want.
We love video games.
I
Yeah.
love video games. And you know,
Not really interested in Call of Duty, though.
if you love video games, you probably have at least one person to thank. Your dear sweet mother.
My mom.
Because Mother's Day is coming up. Yeah, Bruce, you're on it. All right. Mother's Day is coming up, and please, for the love of God, buy your mom something nice. And one of those nice things you can buy is flowers from 1-800-Flowers, who is also sponsoring this podcast. Go figure. Actually, I bought flowers for my mom. Man, the guilt trip I put on the podcast last week, it hit me a little bit. Like, fuck, man, I should do that. So I did. And actually, the ordering is pretty simple. So it's pretty cool. You like punch in your zip code, and then for the first couple of times, it was like, oh, those flowers are not available in your area because I guess they actually reach out to local florists in that area to do deliveries.
I imagine they can only last for so long, right?
And there's that too. So if they don't have the product available, obviously you can't buy it and they can't deliver it. But what's cool is, so you punch in your zip code, you pick a product, punch in your zip code, and then if it says, oh, that's not available, it then gives you a list of stuff you can get, which is really nice. So I just banged on one of those things. Was like, I love you, Mom, wrote in my gift message, and that was it. It was pretty easy to order. So
Cool, you don't have to talk to her or anything.
no. No, I get all the luxury of pretending like I'm a good child. They don't have to actually go into any effort. I just walk by and throw money on her
Oh my God.
as I slam the door.
Please, my mother.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Thanks for birthing me. Remember this when you write your will.
Oh, no.
I should have put that in the gift note. No!
She'll forget about you.
That prime real estate in small bumfuck Texas. What is it going to happen to it?
Mailman's getting it.
Anyway, I love
He
you,
delivered
Mom.
that mail better than you ever could.
Damn it, mailman.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh boy.
He's also your father.
This is an ad read, right?
It is an ad read. So please go to 1-800-Fathers because your mom gave birth to you.
You mean mother.
And not, holy crap. Is that ever
1-800 mothers. You said.
1-800-Flowers.
I think he said fathers.
I thought he said fathers.
Sorry.
100 mailman.
So please go to 1-800-Flowers.com/dudesoup. You can get, they have a special deal for us, 24 multicolored roses for only $29.99. One more time, that's 1-800-flowers.com/dudesoup. Jesus.
What?
Have you ever taken, I love my mom, but I'm gonna say this. Have you ever
Here we
taken a
go.
dump so big, you're like, I think I might know what birth almost feels like?
Oh, yeah.
Where like you have to grip the sink and you gotta knee up.
I've never compared anything that I've
You
done in my
shouldn't.
life to anything that
That's
any other
wise.
person. Yes.
Well, hold on. Are we still in the ad read?
Maybe.
I was gonna say, I'll tell you why I think that, because I asked my mom when I was like 14 what childbirth felt like, and she said it's like pooping a watermelon. So for me, there have been times that I've pooped things that were not the size of a watermelon.
A watermelon.
But the taste.
Might have been the size of like a squash. And yeah, no, I know.
Like spaghetti squash?
A watermelon and
like,
a squash are very differently sized.
Well,
Depends
yeah,
on the
a watermelon's
squash, that's why I'm
this.
asking.
A squash is probably like,
Yeah.
like that. And so that hurt. But also,
Circumference isn't linear. It gets big.
no,
Like,
also, the vagina is meant to expand a little more. Again, are we still in the ad read? Hopefully we're not.
for sure. Fuck it.
I mean, we're talking about a different kind of flour.
So, viewers, if you're interested in what childbirth feels like, I heard about this because basically whenever there's a couple, it's like we want a natural birth, and doctor's like,
You know you don't know what you want.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well hey, you know what? You guys want to be natural? I totally support that. Let's try something first. So what you do is you get a bucket and you fill it with ice water. Just stick your hands in there. It hurts like a motherfucker. You think it's great for about 10 seconds, and then the pain sets in. And it's one of those things that won't actually hurt you. Like, you won't get frostbite or anything like that. But, mother of God, after about a minute, it is the most excruciating thing. So, if you want to just, hey, if you're just having a fun bro out with your bros, and you're like, hey, bros, let's try something. Let's figure out what childbirth feels like.
also
yeah.
put your head in a vice and
Yeah.
stab yourself.
Uh-huh.
Why would you torture yourself ever?
Also, apparently, it's like
Just don't have kids.
a contraction is literally contracting. Like, all of your muscles go for like a little bit.
Because you got to push out that watermelon,
Gotta
baby.
squeeze out that watermelon.
I love you, little baby boy.
I mean, billions of people have been doing it for, thousands of years.
Prove it.
Yeah, but a lot of them die.
Yeah,
True.
That's
Used to
that's
kill
my
them.
That's a good point.
Many people don't die just taking a shit, but a lot of women used to die until modern medicine came around.
Taking
That's how
watermelon
you
shits.
know. That's how I, as a man, know that I haven't actually dealt with anything remarkably close to that pain.
There's a lot of things I question God about.
Yeah, why did you do that?
Foreskin's one of them.
I mean, those are just
The
attractive.
birthing process and the fact that it's like, he's like, this is kind of complicated.
This is kind of.
Yeah, like giraffes are weird too. Where
Oh, no.
you ever do that thing where you fall and you get that shock up your legs?
Yeah.
That's the first thing a baby giraffe feels.
yeah, you're right.
They drop and their legs go poof, and they go, now walk. And it's like,
Yeah, that's how you learn, man.
I learn through pain, typically. Like my finger. I'll never ever put my hand in weights like that ever
For the
again.
record, Lawrence and I were at the gym and we saw someone come
Yeah,
in.
somebody did it.
A repair person come in and go to, I believe, the exact machine you said that it happened on. It's
covered
the
in
leg
blood.
one, right?
Yeah,
it was the leg one.
And they were saying like, looks like it might be sticking.
Yeah, no, it was sticking.
Yeah. And so it's definitely a broken thing. I don't want you feeling bad about yourself for thinking you did something stupid because that machine was broken.
speaking of consumerism, like Lawrence and I were having this talk a while ago that people are always just looking for a deal.
Oh,
You were-
yeah, yeah.
You were lamenting
They wanna
about
beat the system.
Well, you're lamenting about eBay,
Oh yeah, God.
and I was like, don't use
Boy,
eBay.
some people have been giving me the business on eBay.
What do you mean? They've been trying to like fool you?
Well, they've
or,
been-
like,
they've been not
take your
giving
money,
you
or?
just
Fucking haggling over everything. So I would price something pretty competitively, thinking, it's used, no big deal. I'm gonna give somebody a bit of a break. No matter what, people lowball you. No matter what the price is.
Always.
People love
yeah.
deals.
So they just hammer at you, even if you don't have like suggested offers. They'll just blast you with shit.
Yeah.
So okay, fine, whatever. I just don't respond. Then like this one dude, he buys it, and like I set the shipping. He's like, oh, I don't like that carrier. Can you use this other carrier instead? I was like, well, no. You picked this one, and when you bought it, you agreed to it. So
Yeah.
no. And he was like, oh, okay. So I shipped it to him, and he's like, oh, I'm not at that address anymore. You need to call them and change it to this address. I was like, dude. And that was a pretty involved process. Got to give him the tracking number, the new address, and all this
Yeah.
other like confirmation bullshit. So I did that and got it to his new address. And then he like writes me and he's like, hey, got the card. It's great. One of the fans didn't turn for a little bit. Can I have $20 off? Like, no, you can't.
Why?
That's why you just delete the emails.
Why are you still using eBay?
If you have the money,
Because
then
it
it's done.
actually sell
There,
things on
there
eBay.
are scumlords.
It's basically
on
old-
eBay
Yeah.
that all they do, they even have like programs. My mom used to do this where they have like snipe programs.
What?
Because she found out about it because she kept losing on stuff. Because like there's dudes who are like I found this website that will I'll put in my bid, my
Yep.
max bid,
It will.
and at the last minute, boom! Like I got the deal on like a horse cup, and it's like fuck you.
Yeah.
I wanted that horse cup.
Yeah, eBay.
That stallion was
Well,
mine.
but Lawrence, think about how much trash you are.
Yeah, I'm
and
pretty
those
trash.
are the other people that are using it.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So-
Well, it's how else do you get rid of computer hardware?
You
Like
throw
old
it in the
hardware.
trash.
No, it's
You
worth money.
recycle it.
You give it to your buds.
What if you just built a little server with
You
it?
build a
A
computer.
little render farm.
I
You build a
did that.
computer. You build a computer in our room, and we use it for work.
I gave
Write it off on your
I
taxes.
gave most of that hardware to my girlfriend, but she didn't need like a 3-year-old video card. So to eBay it went, and to the most discerning consumer,
Doesn't say how much did you sell it for.
like $130,
Which was it? Like a 580?
$770.
Gosh,
You
that's
just-
like right on the limit of what I would sell and
how
waste
much
all
your
of my
time is worth, yeah.
Was it was worth it?
Was the
kind
effort
No.
you dealt with that guy worth $170?
30.
$130?
Yeah.
Was it worth $130?
No, because most people aren't like that. Like most people, they just buy it, I ship it to them, and like, hey, got here, and it's what you said it would be.
So it's
Thank
a,
you.
it's a macroeconomics kind of thing. You're
Yeah, I
looking
guess
big
so.
picture, that not everyone is that shitty, but
If
boy, does it
if
bring
every
down the
eBay
average
consumer
when they
were
are.
like that, I would probably just give up on the service.
I moved to different, like there was a site I used.
Swappa?
Yeah, I used that one to sell phones. Always fine.
Yeah.
And if I ever,
Something about early adopters, man. They're usually a little less shitty.
Well, I had an iPhone 4 and I sold it for like, it was a good amount, like $150 or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't, the thing was immaculate for years. When I set it down to take a picture of it, the back cracked because there was glass. And I didn't notice it until I shipped it. And so I told the guy, I'm like, hey dude, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna take $50 off. Is that cool? And he was like, oh, totally fine. Like, yeah, no problem.
There you
He
go.
was like, I would have paid full anyway. Thanks a lot. You're
Wow.
cool. And I was like, wow.
You made a friend.
You're not eBay.
Yeah, right?
That's cool.
Jesus.
But also that always scares me, just selling shit online. It's just like,
Well.
like Craigslist, I'm like, it's usually a flip of a coin. Like, I'm either gonna get $200 from this PlayStation or I'm not gonna have a spleen.
Yeah, basically.
I don't know.
I guess to a degree I can't fault people for just trying to get more and just asking for it.
I can.
Yeah, but to me it's kind of shameful. Like, Jesus Christ,
I think it's
man.
an addiction.
We had an agreement.
People want to just get a deal.
Yeah,
They-
we're
I
having
went-
a good, clean business.
So I went to.
Oh, it never existed.
I went to Sport Chalet over the weekend because it's going out of business. It was
Oh,
really weird
boy.
to see a sign that said now hiring, and the next to it said going out of business sale. I was like, which one is
weird.
it?
Yeah,
A specific sports chalet was going out of business?
Yeah.
Why would they be hiring? But then
Oh, James, you want a squat rack, don't you?
No.
Smirk.
This is why we're talking about the gym. So I was like, I'm gonna look for a squat rack. I'm gonna see
To do what with?
that's
Squat!
Well, that was the thing. So I'm like, life is a series of segments. You can't just do anything at once.
Right,
You
buy
have to
it now,
plan
save it
Well,
later.
no. So I was like, okay, I'm like 20% off sale. If I can find a squat rack for say $500, I'll call James and go, hey, you want to go halvesies on this? And I go, maybe.
Squat racks are really cheap.
Wait, are you
It's
guys
not
gonna, like,
the
share a
price
squat
of the
rack?
squat rack is
What was it?
never the issue.
What was
Squat
it?
racks are dirt cheap.
I was say squat rack with weights and everything. I don't know, but I was like,
it's
I'm
like
like,
$200.
okay, imagine. Is it $200? I don't know. I've never.
I
looked
got
at my
a
squat
full
rack.
weight set, like bench press, the squat rack, everything for $300.
You have a
The
squat
whole
rack?
deal. Bench,
Like used? or-
weights.
I thought you said
No,
where?
brand new.
Where?
What? Up in my loft.
No. Where'd you buy them?
Big Five.
Wait, you have a squat rack? in
Well, you
place?
can raise
Yes.
it. That's the whole.
Why don't we just
you
go
can-
to Bruce's
It's a
and
bench,
work
but you
out
can
there?
raise the
Yeah, the
thing.
squat rack and you can bench
Oh,
everything.
I didn't know that. Anyway, so I was gonna look at it. James and I always lament about the fact
What in
that the
carpet
gym
food?
we go to, the full screen gym, doesn't have a squat rack.
That's where.
So I'm like, okay, maybe now's the
We
time.
buy it.
Would you buy it and put it in the
There-
gym?
there's-
oh,
there
are
that's
rooms-
dangerous.
there are rooms that they
I
haven't
put
done
my
anything
finger
with.
there.
I was gonna say there's so many liability issues with that they'd never let us do that.
Well, if it's just
You-
there, no one's gonna question
Here's-
it. It's just a squat rack
I
just
think
shows
people
up.
are gonna question
If
it.
we
No
want to
one
get
will
serious,
question.
here's what you do: you rent a storage thing.
Oh, yeah.
People do this.
Okay.
They
Talk
rent
about this.
storage things like it's
talking
just a
about
small
living in
room,
Oh, okay.
and then that's where you put your own mini home gym. The problem is it's not very well ventilated. It's only mildly secure,
You're
and you
breathing
have
in
to work.
asbestos.
Aren't those things like $50 a month though?
Yeah.
That's cheaper than a gym membership,
But
baby.
so I guess you
Well,
go in
no,
on
but
it
the
with
idea
6
is
of your buds.
you split it with a bud. You split it with a bud or
Buds.
buds, and then you're paying as
Multi-buds.
much for a gym, but you own all the equipment, and there's no one else there. You can use as much as you want to.
Booyah.
Man, that does not sound like fun at all.
It doesn't sound like fun.
Working out
terrible.
of my loft, like there are windows and stuff near it, but working out of my loft is not fun.
It like the 24-hour fitness that I go to has the things that I want, which is the most important thing. Having
You
to
got
wait
yelled at,
kind of
though.
sucks. By
No, he
the
didn't get yelled at.
douchiest
Yeah.
He got
douche.
Stern
sorry.
talking
You
to
got-
him.
He
got
also
snooty talk.
didn't yell because volume is apparently a problem for him.
James busted out a rad deadlift and looked him straight in the eyes, and he backed off like a beta dog.
Well, there's this douche There's a douche, and the thing is, he's a trainer, which means he barely even works there. He's a 24-hour fitness trainer. Some of them at the one I go to, they're really good. They actually work with their clients. This guy fucking does bullshit. He's like, he'll like, all right, I want you to sit in this chair and I just want you to breathe for about 35 minutes. And then after 35 minutes, I want you to raise one knee. Great workout. No, that's $120 for me. He's the worst kind of personal trainer you could ever get for yourself. And of course, he decides to do his dumb bullshit in the one section of the gym that's devoted to people who want to lift heavy weights.
Yeah.
And so I'm there doing deadlifts with a fair amount of weight. And by the way, this 24-hour fitness is actually so good that they have rubber weights.
Oh, wow.
Rubber weights on rubber floors. This is Olympic level shit.
That's really nice.
That's designed to last longer than we will last.
Yeah.
These weights will be sitting somewhere in some storage facility long after we're gone.
A plaque above it, James Willems lifted this. No.
And so I'm doing
him.
deadlifts with a fair amount of weight, not dropping. I don't drop. Come all the way down, and then he comes over. Hey, bud. Which, if you're going to start a conversation with me, is hey, bud. He goes, hey, bud. Just so you know, you're kind of banging those weights there. So you want to keep it down, and it's like, okay, I get it. I don't want to be an annoyance in the gym. But then he goes, he seals his own fate, because then he goes, you know, if we need to, we can take some weight off.
Oh, no.
Number
no.
one.
A challenge.
I haven't even got up to my work set. Number two, you're not involved in this. I will take weight off if I need to. We aren't doing anything. You're bullshitting around for $120 an hour with this woman who doesn't know any better, right? We're not going to do anything. You're going to sit there on your phone while she does leg raises. So then I turn to him and I go, we're good here. And then I put on more weight and I banged it louder and he didn't say shit.
Was Elise with you?
No, she was not with me at the time.
It's like, imagine her leaving mid-conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
There was another
stress.
dude who was there who was just standing around, right? He was just like standing around waiting for me to get done so he can come in. And the guy goes, had to talk with this guy the other day. And I'm like, what the fuck?
like,
Okay, king of the gym. All right, king of the gym. I'm sorry that I pay $30 a month to enter your kingdom and watch you do bullshit. Fuck
noticed-
that guy, man.
I've noticed that I have not had a direct encounter like that yet. But in my apartment gym, there are trainers that roll in there and sell their services, which seems to be
scummy.
double scummy.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine they're the dudes that put up flyers like, when you get hot, talk to Brett. It's like,
Yeah.
And then he takes in some lady who just needs somebody to stare at her while she works out. And then also kind of validate her because clearly she doesn't have the motivation
Which
to work out on her
there's
own.
value to that.
Sure, fine.
There's
There's
value
value
to
to that.
personal training.
The problem is, those dudes take up so much room because, every trainer seems to want to exert their dominance over the workout area.
Here,
To the extent of, like, I wanted to use the bench rack. It's a Smith machine, so it's garbage, but it's better than nothing. Also,
What's a Smith machine?
it's like a normal bench, except the bar is on a rail, so you can't
Vertical
like
rail,
throw
right?
it. You can't really drop it, and there's like little catches that catch it if you drop it.
It's supposed to help you.
It's supposed to be safer. It's bullshit, but it's supposed to be safer.
I really,
and also
I really
the-
fucked up my back on a Smith machine.
Yeah,
like
don't
a
squat
month
on the
ago.
Smith. I tried
they're
to do
real.
it.
I mean, they're good as like certain things are designed for like people who are learning how to walk again. And then the fitness industry goes, hey, we can use this, and they start marketing them and selling them. And the Smith machine has its benefits, but it's not just a regular person hopping in and then trying to do squats because that's not how the body works.
Well, I imagine that's how the fitness industry kind of works. It's like cars, where it's like, if you perfect the car, you'll never sell another car. So you need to keep coming up with different ways. That's why there's a company called Techno Gym. And like they're like,
Oh, yeah.
how else can we sell this?
They did perfect
thing.
They found a way to make heavy things that you pick up.
It is funny.
This dude was just kind of like chilling in the rack area, just kind of like leaning, watching his client, I guess, work a leg machine, do like a calf extension or something. And I was like, hey, can I use this equipment? And he's like, oh, we're almost done. I was like, but you're not using this weight. This is a communal area. People need to use that. And he's like, yeah, we got one more set. I'm like, no, you're not using it.
You're like,
Please
I
do it."
live here. You
and
don't. Or
then he
maybe
like looked at
does.
his client and went, shit, and then like left. And I was like, yeah,
So-
that's what you do. Get the fuck out. You're just leaning on shit.
I'm proud to say that we may have at least a section of our audience who's interested in fitness and exercise and getting in shape. And I don't want to
Gym etiquette, motherfucker.
I don't want to deter one from
Yeah,
utilizing a personal trainer and learning from them.
Okay, yeah.
But here's the easiest way, this is the easiest barometer to figure out if they're bullshit and they're bullshitting you. If they never ask you to grab any weights for yourself, they're bullshitting you. If they ask you to just sit on the bench and just like check your phone or whatever while they go and grab dumbbells and set them up in front of you, fuck that guy or fuck that girl. They're just pandering to you, right? And then also if they have no expectations for where you'll be in like a month, like then they don't care. They're taking your, you probably bought a 5-session package. They considered that as their investment, and then that's it.
Kind of like how dentists are all scam lords because
They say you always need a filling when you
that was the
actually
thing
may not need a
it's like
filling.
it's like, huh, there's some food right there. Better drill.
I know.
Well, because I'm it's hard for me to trust certain professionals. Or it's like, well, you don't make any money if you don't put a hole in my tooth.
Ah, I see.
So and if it's no skin off your teeth, he's gonna do it.
Well, there's been a couple times I've gone to a dentist and they've said, "Oh, you have a cavity," and I'm like, "Well, from what? Like, I don't eat sugar. Like, I know I don't eat bad. I brush my teeth all the time. Blah blah blah." And they're like, "Oh, it's a birth defect." And I'm like,
How do you know I was born?
That was a long time
and
ago.
I've heard this same excuse like 3 or 4 times.
Huh.
And so,
Maybe you actually have a birthday.
I mean-
don't take my advice. I stopped going to the dentist
Oh,
because I was
That's
like,
probably not good.
I was like, well, I mean, like, the last time I went was like 5 years ago.
you do need regular cleaning.
Yeah,
Like
regular
shit
cleaning
builds up on your
is
teeth.
good for you. Absolutely. But at
Maybe
the same
really.
time, like,
get a second opinion too.
Yeah,
If,
yes.
if you go to another dentist and like checkups are not usually that expensive. X-rays you can only do so often depending on your insurance. But yeah, if some dentist is recommending a cavity drill, go to another dentist. Get another checkup. See if they say the same thing.
Getting a second opinion is good. When I first moved out to, not when I first, but shortly after I moved out to Los Angeles and got health insurance, but was still very poor,
Yeah.
right? I went to a dentist because I hadn't been in like a year or two. And I went to a dentist and I just went to the closest one to me. And I went in there and then the dentist sat down and he's like, well, I'm not going to do your cleaning. I was like, why? He's like, well, it says here on your chart that you haven't been to a dentist in a year and a half, 2 years. And so I'd have to do a deep cleaning before I could do a regular cleaning.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I was like, okay, well, I just want the health insurance one. And he goes, well, that's not covered. The deep cleaning is not covered by the health insurance one.
Yeah.
Like, how much is it? And he goes, it's just about like $2,500. And the way he said it so casually to someone who came in with like their insurance card and said like, please, free teeth, like free teeth, please. Like the way he was just so cavalier about it, I was like, okay. So then I scheduled an appointment to do it, got into my car, and then canceled the appointment and never went back.
Nice.
That being said, when I had some wisdom teeth stuff, like at the end of last
that's
year,
right.
the dentist that I went to was fantastic. Like she did the work. That was all covered by health insurance stuff. And then she was like, I'll just throw in a cleaning while we're waiting. And then she was like, hey, you got no cavities. Awesome. Like so, and that was
man. I need that
like
dentist.
that was she was a very good dentist. She seemed very straightforward and honest. And she was actually remarkably enough, like you know how normally you have just someone who comes in and cleans your teeth. She did the whole thing. So I
Nice.
think she just kind of does it all herself, which maybe is why she has a little bit more of a understanding attitude. But
You know who else did it all herself? Your dear sweet mother.
She did,
oh,
it's true.
nice.
So Mother's Day is coming up. Another Mother's Day themed sponsor we have is Sherry's Berries, who sell delicious chocolate dipped strawberries. And as we learned last week, sensual mothers love chocolate dipped strawberries. Why are you making that face?
You-
Bruce?
you want it?
sensual.
I'm
What's
just
wrong with
gonna
that?
I'm just gonna throw this in real quick. I won't interrupt for too long. But you know how Sherry's berries are good? You know they're good because we were supposed to get like a package of them because we knew that this ad read was coming up, and they didn't show up, and we were all really,
Yeah, where
really
are they?
upset.
Everybody was
Where are those
pissed off.
berries?
And we were like, we're not entitled to them.
No.
They were just like a free sample
Yeah.
for us to try in the office. And
It was,
we were
I
like,
think it was last year they did show up and we were like, oh my god, man, we attacked
Where are
those
those
fuckers
berries?
hard. So they're really good. And we have an exclusive offer for our listeners. If you want something that's if maybe you got a job, you're working on the side, you're bringing in some money, you want to be a little selfless, but not too selfless. She didn't give birth to you, but come on, there's video games to buy.
there's a watermelon.
Yeah, we got watermelon, but we got Call of Duty coming up. You gotta put in some pennies in that jar. You can go to berries.com. That's BERRIES.com. There's a little microphone in the upper right for like radio listeners and podcasters. Click on that. Put in our code DUDESOUP, DUDE space SOUP, and you get a pretty steep discount on some berries. So go check it out. They're delicious. They ship right to you. You don't have to do much. It's as simple as ordering from Amazon. And you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're not a waste of a child.
Well, you might be, but
I mean, you might be.
You
but
got good taste
like
in
I said,
berries.
it's all about pretending. It's about tossing some quarters over your back when you leave on Thanksgiving and say, buy yourself something nice.
Lawrence, can we email them and find out where our berries are?
Nadia's been trying to figure that out.
I demand to know what happened to my berries.
I hope they listen to this ad read.
Maybe a voracious mother like swiped him off the truck.
Maybe.
My asshole son didn't buy me any berries, and I need them.
It's
I
not
wanna feel
Mother's Day
sensual.
yet.
That
Yes, she needs to feel sensual.
that happened to Jess last night. She ordered some equipment for a mic thing, and Amazon just said, package was lost.
Oh yeah. That happened.
That's better than package was delivered.
So one more time, that's berries.com, berries.com. Click on that microphone. It's pretty easy to see in the upper right-hand corner. Use our code DUDESOUP for some discounts. You can get a whole berry pack for $19.99, which hey, to make up for your teenage years, $20 isn't that bad. Because boy, did I man.
Nothing makes up for those teenage years.
No,
Lawrence's.
it's gonna take a whole lifetime of berries to even come close. Jeez, man. I think so I've wondered about this. The exact moment you become an adult is when you feel like you need to apologize to your parents. I think that's the exact switch over. I used to think it was when you were completely independent, like you paid your own bills, you paid your own rent. But I think some people get there and they're still not adults. I think once you gain the perspective of like, holy crap, you did all that for me
Yeah, you put
just
up
because
a
you
lot.
loved me, and to a degree, there's some biological factors making them do that. But still, they did it. They didn't have to. They could have hucked your dumb ass in a dumpster. So buy them some fucking berries.
That's good. They should put that on the box.
Buy the fucking berries.
Anyway,
That was good.
so-
I always thought I would have turned out way worse.
without a parent,
No.
you would have been like the cool kid from
Well,
Terminator
I was
2.
just base. Generally, how I was raised in a
money.
really weird way.
That's
Not a
true.
lot of love in my life.
I do
Oh my
treasure
God.
stories
Come on,
from Adam's past.
Your mom loves you.
No, mom's great.
And Adam still
it was-
wonders why he's considered the sad
When
one.
it was my dad's side was depressing as fuck. Now,
yeah.
now that I've like had some more time to like reflect on it, I'm like, man, I've met so many people who've had like families who love them. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's so weird. Like it's like you guys aren't living.
Adam,
in
if
spite.
you want people to send you berries, just fucking
Just ask.
ask
Oh,
for
that
it.
was great. When I
got
told.
flowers?
We'd like to be honest
No,
with our
yeah.
audience.
When I was like super depressed over the holiday, I remember we got a bunch of Sherry's berries. Those were good. We ate
And it
them.
was like shame eating in the corner.
I did feel bad. I was like, people don't need to send us
Yeah,
stuff because I'm
me
depressed.
too.
Smells of chocolate running down his hairy chest.
We all get depressed. We all deal with it in different ways.
Yeah, I know.
played
There's
Fallout.
like that one year where like my parents only got me like half a dozen Power Rangers toys, and I was like, man, life
rough.
sucks. I hate it.
I remember driving by a Costco. Uh-oh, did I? I remember going to a Costco for the first time when I was a kid, and they had the Power Rangers set. It was like you can own all of them, right? I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I was like, and I didn't even ask because I was like, we're not gonna fucking get this.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing some
You know
trash
better.
on the side of the road. I'm like, maybe someone like left it.
Oh
there.
yeah, that makes
And I was
sense.
thinking like, that's how hopeful I was as a child that trash would contain a toy.
Did
That was
it?
cool.
I mean,
No.
if you think of it the right way, all trash are toys. You just need to find the right kid to play with it.
What? Yeah, I mean,
The one that Bruce got us a strike for,
Oh yeah, the one that I call a
special ed.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, it was weird. It was like you said all kids who ride big wheels are special ed or something, and I was like, and it got us a strike on the channel.
What's weird
True.
is a special ed kid wouldn't know how to use YouTube savvy enough to give us a strike.
No, well, it's never the people that
comes
should
that
be offended that are
Yeah,
offended,
it's always,
Lawrence.
it's always the other people.
It's always
Somebody's
people that get
about to
offended on
offend them.
others'
I
behalf.
see. Man, there was this one. Shit. I just realized framing the story is immediately going to disqualify it from any actual life experience. But
All right.
I was at an anime convention.
Oh,
I was gonna
geez, here we go.
So I was in college and I was staying with some friends of friends, so I didn't really know them all that well. And there was one dude in there who was just crazy gay, but totally cool with it.
Crazy gay.
Yeah, like
totally
you know,
cool with it.
I mean, some college
Are
people.
people crazy gay and not cool with it? Are you saying he was cool with it, or people were cool with it?
Everyone was cool with it.
Oh,
You
okay.
should be cool.
There was no one in the room who wasn't cool with it.
All right. Yeah.
But so he was kind of talking about how like some of his friends were just going like fuck crazy. And you know, now that I'm older, I kind of understand if you live sexually repressed for most of your life, and then all of a sudden you come to terms with certain things and you're able to live loudly, you're like, fuck yeah, dicks everywhere.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Makes sense to me now. But at the time, like, you know, I didn't even know my own sexuality, which turns out is all over the place. I said that for fan art reasons.
Yeah, I bet you did.
So I was just saying, like, what is it about dudes, like, when they come out, suddenly they're just crazy horn dogs? And this girl was like, what the fuck did you just say? What did you just say? And I was like, I was just asking a question. She's like, no, you don't understand. You insulted me. And yeah, because she was the friend of the gay dude. And the gay guy was like, I was like, I'm not insulted. That's fine. It's an honest question. She's like, no, we're fighting. I have a friend here, and I am his ally, and you have upset us. And he was like, no, I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
He's
no
like,
problem.
you're
She
actually
was
making
white
me.
knighting him.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
you're
leave
making me
this
feel more isolated by your protection.
basically. So I just kind of left
Wow.
the room.
You just kind of left the room as she's shouting. Where are you going? Get back here!
Sitting on a bed,
Totally put me
staring.
off my anime. I still feel upset about that.
I've never been to an anime convention. What do you do there?
Oh, what don't you do there? I mean, so there's many layers to the experience.
Oh, jeez.
The easiest.
I'm asking the wrong person. Lauren, Bruce, what have you done at an
An
anime
anime
con?
convention? I mean, like, I just go around and look at cosplay.
All right, now
I
what do you
have
do?
been to an anime
So
convention.
that is probably the most approachable layer of the anime convention
There we go.
experience.
But Lawrence he's gonna tell me a lot more.
Settle
in.
There's
don't
also
want
the
to.
getting
I got a pillow.
getting crazy drunk and walking around looking at cosplay. One of my favorite
Where
pastimes.
do you get drunk?
You find ways. In the bathroom mostly. One of my favorite pastimes, or man, people don't even question this. So you can buy like a ramen or some like fucking Asian ass drink.
Okay.
Drink most of it or pour it out. Fill it, top it back up with vodka, and then just walk around the con with it.
You said ramenade?
Ramune. The little
Assuming I knew what that was, you just
ramune,
said it.
The thing where you have to pop the bubble down in and then you drink
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Never seen that before.
You never seen that before?
You've gotten me
It's
one
fun.
before.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you put the little tab on it, you boosh, and then anyway.
Like alcohol just comes into it?
no,
No, it's not
It is
alcohol.
a soft drink.
It's like a
You
little
drink
soda.
most
It's
of
just
it,
it's a
and then
way.
you fill it back up with vodka.
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
just a
walk around
weird
with the
way to
bottle.
steal it.
Well, you're not
Gotcha.
supposed to. I'm not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that, but I do.
Use a
And,
bottle of lotion.
and it's like it's like fucking blending in at an anime convention. Nobody questions that shit because every nerd is drinking sugary snacks from Japan, including me.
I found some pokey sticks on the floor of a car and ate them.
Nice.
pokey.
Pokey's great.
It is great.
Green tea pokey.
So that's layer 2. Layer 3 is dipping in on random panels you know nothing about, preferably ones that have more people on the panel than in the audience.
Yep.
You just kind of quietly sit in the back and listen to people just rant about how some dub was fucked up and it was this producer's fault, and now he's doing this other thing and they can't stand this guy. But here's all the reasons. I don't even know, man.
I did that at Comic Con one year where I went, I think I was with Lyle, and we just dipped into like a random room, and it was like the costume design of Firefly, not Serenity,
Nope.
Firefly.
Oh, wow.
And it was like
That's
someone,
different.
it was like someone who was an assistant to the like designer, and they were talking about buttons, and there was a person sitting next to me like in a corset and like cowboy hat and steam shit coming out of her face, and she's just going, yes,
Yes.
He is correct.
I need this information. I was like, let's leave.
So that's layer 3. And if you're drunk, you can usually make it through one of those panels. It scales on down to the anime raves, which are a sight to behold, because it's just a bunch of dudes kind of standing around while some dude plays chiptune music really
It's
loud.
called Anna Rave.
Basically, yeah, and it smells terrible in there.
Anal rave?
Anal Rave. You guys got Anal Rave?
Heard of them.
If you skip all the way on down the ladder, the golden time for an anime convention is about 2 a.m. because you can just walk around the hotel where the anime convention is, and on a given floor there will be a room with an open door. You just walk right in, like, anime! And the guys are like, anime! And they have like a bathtub full of ice and booze, and you just grab it and then just chill with those guys and listen to them because. And I'm not saying I'm better than this because I am this. These people, shit, I said these people. We people.
We people.
Those people.
My people.
People in those groups communicate through the internet with their friends because they don't have anyone around them that they can relate
Right.
to. You know, they're like from Indiana and Tennessee, and you know they saw Dragon Ball Z on cable one day and it just struck a chord with them. So you know their dad drives a truck and they like anime, and this is the one time that they're allowed to be
Sounds
around
good.
the people that are genuinely into what they're into. So there's so much like positive energy there that it's just fun to kind of be a part of that and like see them vent and experience community while drunk, of course. And then there's also like there's a lot of bad life decisions that happen around that time. A lot of burgeoning sexualities that just a lot of little anime kitties that are probably not going to be alive for too long, birthed in the wee hours of the night at anime conventions.
I'm the only one listening, right?
Yeah, you
I
actually
can
do.
see you guys
listening.
tuning out.
Well, I was going to say there's a layer 5, which is the orgy layer.
Ooh,
There's
And
no
there-
orgies
yeah,
at
no,
anime
God, they're
conventions.
totally.
There are absolutely
I'm not gonna
orgies.
say there aren't.
There are
Typically-
absolutely orgies at all of those conventions. Now,
There'll
I'm
be
not
a
saying there are
Craigslist
large
post.
orgies. Sometimes they might be like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Right.
I think any
But-
orgy can count as large.
I mean,
Based
by
on how
definition,
most people
an
have
orgy
sex?
is
Okay, all right,
large.
I mean,
Right.
if it's at an
I see
anime
what you're
convention, it's probably a lot of large
So-
people.
Okay, wait,
Oh, boy.
okay, well, tell me what you're gonna say, and then I want you to answer my next question.
So I mean, I've heard like like tales of tales of like from Dragon Con and from like WonderCon and from like because I mean I've been to a lot of these conventions because
I was gonna say orgies.
either for work or for
Because
fun.
you're Uber nerd.
But mainly, typically, I'll go for work, and I've heard a lot of my like friends that it's like they're on the cusp. They're kind of like Lawrence. We're like Lawrence is self-aware of what's happening, but they'll go to the events anyways.
On the spectrum, yeah.
Yeah, on the spectrum.
Functional, but still spectrum.
And they've told me some interesting stories that happen late at night. That like they're like 3-day binges for people.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
you
know
know
what
what my
they
next
really are.
question is.
Yes. What is it?
Are they in costume during the
Oh,
orgy?
yeah, of course.
Are you fucking
Okay.
kidding me?
Yeah.
I want
obviously.
to walk
Yeah,
in
how
on
does
like
a
Sailor
a
Mars and you don't wanna
Psylocke
bang
and a
her?
Care Bear just going down on each other.
So-
The
I mean-
costumes barely hold up to them just walking around. How do they hold up to?
They don't move very much.
Yeah, I guess
It's
very.
we're not dealing with like fucking sexual acrobats.
Right. Yeah. We're not talking about people that are like experts at sex. These are just people
Sexperts.
that they're like. I mean, like you've heard of yiffing, right? You know what that is.
yeah, this is the
noises,
furry fuck.
the
yeah.
Right, the noises of
Lift
furry.
the tail and
So,
go in
like-
the hole, and there
Right.
it is.
So
Yeah,
that's
pop up in the Velcro.
That's a real thing. Like that.
Absolutely.
Real, people really do.
No, I bail out when that stuff starts going down. People get giddy and they start watching hentai in the hotel room. I'm like, all right, I know where this is going. Peace out. I'm taking another beer though.
It would be kind of fun to just like kind of hide in the closet
No.
and just like watch.
Oof.
And the smell.
I mean, if that's
Imagine if they found you though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what would they do to you?
like
Intruder!
cottage
Hold him down.
Our king.
The thing is you might actually be like inducted into a world that you would love.
Well, they know hentai, so they know what to do.
I've never
they
know how to hurt.
I've never liked hentai.
Dude, you just brought that
do
up. Yeah, because surely they would act it out. And then they'd realize, oh my God, this is disgusting. And also she vomits when you do that to her. The way that really killed the
The
movie.
guy's holding all these tentacles. Like, what do I do with these?
slapping around.
Yeah, those are just wacky inflatable tubes, but you brought them.
I don't think it's anything. I think it's all very awkward. I think it's all very, very awkward.
Sex is awkward.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, but think about it with a bunch of, like, let's say 15 kids in cosplay that are autistic. Can you imagine how awkward that would be?
Not medically
just
autistic,
pawing
not
at each other.
technically.
No, they might be on the spectrum. A little bit.
So
On the
when
spectrum. We're
so
all
when
on
you
the
were, you were
spectrum.
saying my biggest gripe is when people talk the way they do
Oh, yeah.
on the internet.
Oh, man.
So when people type in like "lel," and then in real life they go
Oh, that's it.
"lel." I've never bullied anyone.
Oh no, it gets worse at anime
Ever.
conventions because they'll shout anime tropes at each other in Japanese.
I sent Adam a message the other day that said "lel" in
Angry
it.
teeth.
It made me laugh.
It-
It made me lol.
It was weird. I had my phone charging over the weekend, and then James just sends a message. He goes, "Want to play Overwatch?" Lel. And I think I replied and said, "Fuck you." I was like, "You."
I was
made me
defying
angry.
expectations.
And then we played. I know it made me laugh.
If you're the
and then
sort
we
of
played,
person-
well, also he spelled "fuck you" wrong,
Hold
which
on.
is made it funny.
If you're the sort of person to lel in real life, you might be interested in our third podcast sponsor, Loot Crate.
Oh wow, we have a third. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
They so Loot Crate is a nerd item by mail service. Every month they send out a package full of licensed memorabilia from pop culture and video games and comic books and all that stuff. This month, I guess they're going with Power. I've remarked in the past on how they are basically wizards at combining disparate properties into some kind of unifying theme. So let's see here. The onslaught of Blake Summer blockbusters makes May the perfect time to celebrate some pop culture's unstoppable, unrelenting, and unbeatable characters and objects. We got something you can carry, something for your kitchen, and a cool figure to go with our monthly tee and pin, featuring 2 Marvel items plus Warcraft and Dragon Ball Z. No one should have all of this power. So, James, if you were to combine Warcraft, Dragon Ball Z, and Marvel, what would be your unifying theme?
Power?
Oh, you got it. So clearly, James is cut from the same cloth as the fine writers at Loot Crate. Man, I think this is gonna be a new game show. Beat Loot Crate at theming.
I just used
Was
their
that
theme.
applause? No? Okay. So you have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe to Loot Crate. When the cutoff happens, it's over. But we have a special offer for new subscribers that listen to this podcast. Go to lootcrate.com/dudesoup and enter code DUDESOUP to get $3 off new subscriptions today. So get all that power for $3 off. And Dragon Ball Z stuff, that's cool. What, out of those things, what could possibly be for your kitchen? Dragon Ball Z, Warcraft, Marvel.
Marvel. I'm guessing there's like a,
Like a
pizza
Spider-Man
cutter.
branded
yeah,
oven mitt?
Spider-Man toaster.
Oh,
Spider-Man toaster.
Yeah, you know. that's
Man,
what
you
it-
get a toaster in a Loot Crate.
Spider-Man
That's
was
a good
always
deal.
known for
Toast.
heat.
Yeah, Spider-Man likes to
Toasting
toast
bread.
things.
That should be the new slogan for Loot Crate. Spider-Man, toast things.
Showing Bruce Marvel Puzzle Quest. It was just funny how like
Oh yeah, that's
how
right.
silly the game is, where it's like you have Hulk, Iron Man, and Venom, and then there's a dude with a gun, And it's like, watch out,
The guy with a
Spider-Man.
hat
Hey,
and a
pistol
gun.
does a lot of damage.
Not against the Hulk.
I was like, oh, the Hulk's there.
Well,
He's like, Hulk smash.
It's
Oh,
just
Hulk got shot.
Except,
fuck.
hold on, the game factors that in.
How?
And one of Hulk's abilities is that he gets shot, right? He takes the damage, but then it causes him to get angrier, putting more tiles that make him stronger on the board.
No, but he doesn't
Yeah.
take any
I
damage.
haven't
He's the
unlocked
Hulk.
I haven't unlocked that ability yet. I
Well, you've seen Hulk get shot and he's like, "Arr!"
Yeah.
Like he just does like
Not
that.
by one pistol. Not by a 9mm.
Well, sometimes there's a Tommy gun. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's a
Tommy
flamethrower.
gun. What is this? 1933?
You fight the
Sometimes there's a rocket
mobster.
launcher.
You fight a mobster.
Yeah, it's the
That's what it
Magia
is.
clan.
Either way, I think the game might be flawed. That's just my thought.
Spider-Man versus Man with Gun.
Yeah. Who will? Well, I mean, Spider-Man would die
Yeah.
with a gun.
He's not going to get hit by
I know
a
he won't
gun.
get hit. Because, I mean, he's stupid if he gets hit.
They do a pretty good job
Must be
actually
high.
scaling the characters. Like Spider-Man is kind of a puss in that game because he's not that powerful.
Which version of Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Your favorite version.
Miles Morales.
That's another thing I hate about the game. Yeah, they're like, it was something I did a thing with like Human Torch needed. I'm like, I have 2 Human Torches. Like, no, you need the
No,
third
the
one.
right one.
Like,
That's stupid, Adam. There's only 2.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb, all right? Make your
Apparently
examples
there's
not
third.
dumb.
I don't know.
Oh man,
It's a mobile game for single mothers, so
Can't
whatever.
think of a better way to end
Yet
the
here he
podcast.
is.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not
say
over.
it.
It's over.
No.
Man. We're out of time.
Yeah, we're absolutely out of time.
We even extended it because we started late. Sorry about that.
Apologies.
Yeah, but we got it all figured out, I guess.
Do you like how the set made the show a million times better?
It's so much better.
Bruce can put his legs up finally.
I have an amazing story that
Ooh.
that I'm going to save
that.
for a very special occasion.
Okay.
All of you guys will really
Oh, I
love.
want to hear it now.
Nope. No.
Wait,
Is this is this the new finger spacing?
It is kind of the new finger spacing, although it's 100 times better.
Ooh.
It's like the stuff of movies.
The stuff of movies.
Look at this shit.
I learned
man.
it over the weekend. And
New set. We're
What
already
kind of
introducing new
movies?
tropes.
Little Miss Sunshine?
And then
no.
I guess
War
for
movies.
audio listeners and maybe even
Oh yeah, you guys
visual
have no
watchers,
clue what the fuck's going on.
we've been playing the Ruby game. There's a big update
I
today.
said it at the beginning.
You said there was an update?
No.
Oh, I guess there was a big update.
said
So
we
that's
were
why we're
playing
playing it.
Yeah.
And
This is
we're
the first time I
also
played it. It's actually really good.
Because fucking Gamergate, whatever, full disclosure, we're owned by Rooster Teeth. Thought that shit was obvious, but who knows?
We hung out with some of the devs at PAX
Yeah, those
who are
guys are
working on
cool.
the
They're
Ruby
nice
game.
dudes.
They're really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like their times at certain Infinity and stuff. I was like, I respect you guys because you actually do work. And
love- yeah.
we just walk around like drunkards.
We swim in the wake of actual developers who are actually talented and do real things for the world. If they didn't do what they did, quietly slave away wordlessly in a cubicle somewhere, we wouldn't be Z-tier internet celebrities like we are.
Nice.
So, man, that shit blows my mind. The whole system is broken, but it always has been, so whatever.
Yeah. See you at Serenity Con.
Yeah.
I love that place.
We'll be at the orgy. Make sure to check your
Oh.
Craigslist.
Oh.
I love that shit because
I want to see a steampunk orgy.
I've seen so many Craigslist listings that are like, okay, guys, we're gonna try the orgy thing again this year, but we really need women. Like last year, there was just 14 dudes, and we
Yeah.
can't get that down.
I mean, you can make it work.
how bad would it be to go to an orgy, like an anime orgy, and there are like 12 smelly dudes, and you're the only girl?
You're the only girl.
Like,
well,
oh,
no, you
man.
go with 3 or 4 other girls. Are smart. By the way.
Okay, they
They get a group if they all want to go orgy.
First,
Then
I was
you
gonna
get a
say,
group.
first of all,
That's
if
very
you're
smart.
smart, you find a different orgy.
Well, you find
As a
an
girl,
anime
you
orgy?
can get into almost any orgy you
I
want
was gonna say,
to.
you find the orgy with more women than men. That's
right.
what you do.
That's right, ladies.
Is it?
You have the power.
And
with
it
orgies.
needs to be 3 to 1, right?
Because you can still
Oh,
pair up with the
absolutely.
lady, and that's awesome. And then you make all the dudes like crazy jealous.
Can you imagine if Lawrence accidentally wandered in with his ramune? What was it? Ramune
Ramen, you got it.
bottle full of vodka into a room with 3 to 1 women and guys. Lawrence would be he found
His
heaven.
ball would drop.
No, you don't. I'm not like that. I'm more of a. No, I was about to say Hunter S. Thompson, but he would bun down. I'm more of a Hemingway. I would just sit in the corner, like
Hemingway.
Adam said.
Yeah.
And then just like
He likens himself to Hemingway.
just
Yeah.
watch it.
You certainly are.
Let's go to Cuba.
It's pronounced
movie.
Cuba.
Never mind.
Gooding Jr.
We're done with the
We're
podcast.
done. Let's go.
Take
Thanks
us
for
out,
watching,
Omar.
everybody.
Take us out.
We're burning the set down.
Dun,
Run the
dun,
credits.
dun, dun,
Da-da-da-da. Oh, we don't have an outro. Fuck.
Can we
cut
just
it.
use the credits from on the
cut it.
spot?
Just fade it
Just
out.
cut it,
Do a
please.
white flash.
Executive producer
white
John
flash.
Reisinger.
Ready?
Yeah.
What?
Whoa!
Oh, hold on. That's a transition.
Let's transition. Hey!
Let's see that V cut, Omar.
No, we're done.
Oh,
It's over.
V cut.
it's time for On Spot, starring John Reisinger.
Well, actually, what did Giant Bomb report as PS 4.5 price, or did they?
I think they had the same price we did.
Because I was gonna say we had heard that it would be $400 and they
Yeah.
bumped down the PS4, but also we had heard that it could be the opposite in the sense they could release the PS 4.5 at a higher price.
With the specs, I don't think they need to. I think at 400 they'll still clean some money on that, and then if they do, oh there you go, got it. If they do another refresh of the